Now, I want to start this video off by emphasizing that if you've seen the Disneycember review for Amphibia and you're a fan of Amphibia, please don't trash talk or badmouth Doug, Nostalgia Critic, or Channel Awesome in the comments below. It's his opinion, and he's entitled to his own opinion. I respect his opinion, and so should the rest of us. Now, I don't entirely agree with his opinion, but please do not bully their channel in his comments or my comments. This is also going to be my non-spoiler review of Amphibia Season 1 to those who have not seen Amphibia. If you are interested in watching Amphibia for yourself, go check it out on Disney+. Now, I will try to be as vague as I possibly can. A few days ago, Doug Walker, better known as the Nostalgia Critic, released a full series review of Amphibia as part of Disneycember. And while I think the review itself was overall good, he said that Season 1 wasn't necessary in the overarching story of Amphibia. In fact, he recommended if you didn't like the first episode, you should skip it. And while he does have some good points about the first season, I absolutely think you should not skip this. It's absolutely necessary to watch. Now, is it slow? Yeah, sometimes. Does it advance the plot forward? Not really, except for some small tidbits I'll get into later. Is it a bad season? Hell no. Doug says it takes a really long time for the story to get started. But that's kind of the point. Amphibia's first season isn't focused on world building or building the plot up in major ways. It's mainly a character-driven season, focusing on Anne, the show's protagonist, learning to adapt to this strange new frog world and building relationships with the frogs of Wartwood, particularly Sprig and his family, the Planters. The show starts off with Anne being this self-centered, impulsive, brash preteen, but we soon learn that she also has a very skewed idea of friendship based on this one tiny bit of dialogue.
Look, if a friend likes a pencil case, you get it for them. If your friend likes your new shoes, you give them to her. And if a friend wants you to steal a crazy music box from a thrift store, even if you really don't want to, you do it, okay? Because if you don't, they might not want to be your friend anymore.
It sets up what Anne's main flaws are, and over the course of the season, she learns to be a better person. Sometimes in small ways, other times in very significant ways. On top of that, she does bring a lot of her world's culture into Amphibia, who doesn't really sometimes understand her lingo, and that can make for some really funny comedy as well. Now, I'd say the first 10 episodes are focused mainly on building the bonds between Anne and Sprig, as they become an unlikely friendship that is one of the best platonic friendships I've seen in an animated show in a while. However, these episodes also focus on Anne connecting with her found frog family, such as the patriarch, Hop Hop, and Sprig's little sister, Polly. It's meant to create an emotional attachment to these characters so you feel something when a tragedy strikes, or there's an emotional beat that happens later on. Anne and Sprig are some of the best written characters I've seen in an animated show, and that's very difficult to nail down. They laugh, they joke, they bounce right off each other. Both Brenda Song and Justin Felpinger have excellent chemistry together, and you can really feel the bond between these characters, and I love the now iconic catchphrase that they have created.
Sprig and Anne.
Anne and Sprig, spreading against the world!
The back half of the season focuses on Anne starting to look for a way home, while also connecting more with the town of Wartwood, and becoming more of a family member to the Planter family. Now, I will admit it does get a little slower in the 14-16 episode range, so it does have its pacing issues. But let's be real, no show is perfect. And the side characters themselves are more than just townsfolk. We get to know the people in the town, so we feel more connected with these frogs of Wartwood, giving a great sense of community. They also have their own quirks and traits that should honestly come off as one-note, one-dimensional, but instead provide deeper insight to the characters' personalities. And I think that's one of the main things that helps to drive this season forward. It's character building. I think that's why I honestly preferred this to first seasons of shows like Steven Universe, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and yes, The Owl House. These shows all feel like they're just episodic seasons, and it's only in the back half or the last few episodes where the plot really begins to kick in. And don't get me wrong, Amphibia is no different. However, Amphibia decides to spread its plot out across the season, so it leaves the audience wanting more. You get small drops of lore and info in this, and that's nothing compared to the lore that comes in Season 2. But again, this is focused on the characters, not the plot. So there's gonna be more silly adventures with plot only coming in if it serves the current story. However, don't say that most of these episodes are filler. Filler is usually when the episode does nothing to contribute or advance the plot in any way. And while, yes, most of these episodes don't actually advance the plot in Season 1, there are plot points that come back into play in later seasons, sometimes more important than the episode they were introduced in. There are also small pieces of mystery surrounding certain objects and characters that continue on into the second and third seasons. So if you go straight from the first episode to the second season, it might seem like you're missing out on something. While not every episode is important to the overarching narrative of Amphibia, I will say that it's better to watch the whole season so you get a better idea of the narrative. Another thing Doug mentioned is that the comedy of the show didn't really grasp or make him laugh. And maybe it's just me, but at times the show has given me some of the best belly laughs I can remember. Don't believe me? Watch this joke right here and see how people react to it.
Oh no! No, Anne!
I don't feel safe.
Oh God. Oh no.
I don't feel safe.
I'm in danger.
The laugh!
I don't feel safe.
No!
She's gone insane.
I don't feel safe.
I don't either, bro, and I'm out here in this world.
I don't feel safe.
That's amazing.
I don't think I would either.
I don't feel safe.
I will admit that there are some jokes that I didn't really find that funny. And yes, there are jokes aimed at a younger demographic, like Doug said, for 11 and under. But there are jokes in here that I won't spoil, but feel like they should be in a YA animated show. This show has a very dark sense of humor, and it can be the joke itself, or the character's execution of a line, but when a joke lands, it lands hard. I've gotten some of the best laughs out of this show from its jokes in a very, very long time, I kid you not. Again, comedy is subjective, so you may not find the jokes I find funny. But if you like these kinds of shows with a dark sense of humor, I really think you should give it a shot. To sum it up, while there are some reasons that Amphibia's Season 1 isn't the strongest of the three, I still do recommend that you watch the full season. It's a great, fun time that eases you into the world of Amphibia as well as attaches you to the main characters. It does start out slow, but it does pay off in the end. It focuses more on building up the characters and their relationships, and I think it's better in the long run because the emotional moments hit harder if you watch the first season. So go to Disney Plus and check out Amphibia. While it's not for everyone, I would definitely recommend it if you're a big fan of shows like Gravity Falls, DuckTales, Steven Universe, and The Owl House. You won't regret it. Till next time!
Hoopa da boopa!